So, Taurus, this is the second part of your reading. We're now going to be going through the qualifications, the qualities should have went through according to. I'm going to take that card because apparently we want it. Okay, so it's the Two of Swords. And we're going to go through the qualities, qualification according to the Little Tarot pack and see how it sort of plays into those elements that we were talking about earlier. If you want to know more about the Astroflower, there's links in the description below. Go and knock yourself out, enjoy yourself. We've got loads of things that you can explore. Okay, so connecting what the universe is trying to sort of say. Look at these two here. So the universe in the first reading, we were talking about marrying your body, mind, and soul, connecting all those aspects and not getting tied into preconceived ideas. And as you can see on these two cards here, they've both got those blindfolds on. It's almost like if you do this, you will get this, scenario. So it's sort of saying if there is choices to be made, but just take that blindfold off and look around. Use that mental stimulation through that Ace of Swords in order to see the situation clearly. So you're not missing opportunities. So you're not feeling entrapped within yourself. Okay? So let's just see what's happening on the connection between your karmic path and how it's connecting to your guides. So the Hierophant. So this is about learning. The Hierophant is about knowledge, understanding, religion, you could say, and rules and regulation. But the thing is, he's normally the Hermit card has got it's got stairwells that go up a mountain, and he's done that upper mountain section, and he's actually sort of understood the path, and he's been able to straighten the path out, so he can go straight from him to the wishes, the star, So if you keep yourself mentally clear and on the ball, you're gonna allow your emotions to just really be your guide by the looks of things, and it will stop that feeling of sensation of entrapment and etc. King of Swords. So this is really good. This is also a card of judgment and stuff like that, and justice. It's an air card. You don't actually have any air in this section here. Your air is only at this crossing point here, which comes in from Gemini. But just keeping your mental side absolutely clear of what you want, and that comes with the Ace of Swords below it, will allow you to circumnavigate that feeling of entrapment and will allow those ideas to come to the surface and actually be enjoyed through your life. He's also, the Queen of Swords has got the wind at her back, and it's the same case for the King of Swords. He's also got the wind at his back, so as you can see with those sort of things that go through there. He's also at the top of the mountain, so understanding what I was talking about with the Hierophant. But also he's got all those sort of flying animals around him, so he can actually see everything that is around that mountain, which is what the universe is sort of asking you to sort of be wary of, and how it's encouraging your guides to sort of be wary of all that situation. Let's connect the Eight of Swords. Is it the Eight of Swords? Yes, it is the Eight of Swords. It's all mental on that side. Look, you've got Page of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Swords, Ace of Swords. Two of Swords, it is completely mental. Stop putting your mental in your emotional life. You've got to marry the two together. They've got to work in harmony. And I think this is what your karmic mission is for this week. It's really quite, quite blatant, because all on this side there, on your Astroflower, you do not have any air. It only comes in this section here. And when it does come in this section here, we have a change up to the Nine of Pentacles. So as we connect to this thing, the want to go on the journey, this is what your guides is trying to encourage within you. So at the moment, as I said in your autumn, in the last video, you should be concentrating on the physical side. In a month's time, you should be concentrating on the spiritual side. And that is what is coming up. The planning of that journey, of the idea at the moment, your guides are trying to say, if you free yourself up, you'll have lots of ideas of going on an emotional or spiritual journey in the future after your birthday. That's what they're trying to sort of encourage you in that sort of section there. And that goes across that card in the water. It's going to be really emotionally driven for you as well. Okay, so let's just go on the physical side. Let's see what connects all this sort of things up here. So unseen energies, this is exactly what I was saying in the first reading, in the first video, which is linked in the description, where it's linked in the comments below. It's those hidden energies that you really don't want to get involved with. You just need to observe, like observing a train, as it were, as it's coming down the track. You know, so you don't get that internal conflict. And the universe is trying to sort of say to your guides, there's stuff, you know, you've got to work quickly, so, Taurus doesn't get involved in those emotional battles that it can have within itself at its base of what it should be physically doing in life. It's a case of sifting and seeing clearly through the mist. That's what the universe is trying to do. If you can help yourself to see clearly through the mist by staying focused on where you're going, on the spiritual sort of side, on the physical sort of side, you'll be able to explore and look at things, turn over rocks and see what's underneath them. You know, because that's how we learn. You know, connecting the two here is, maybe it's a case of a situation that's, yeah, it's looking back. Okay, so this is what normally is like an old friend that comes back into your environment, or situation, because we're on the physical side. So it's a situation that comes back on the surface. And you might be in a case of saying, do you know what, I feel like I've already lived this. And you probably have in that past year. And this is why you're in your autumn, to actually put that in place so you can judge what you've done over the last year and say, okay, in the future, after my birthday, I want to do this because I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah. The Emperor, being clear about your direction. That's what it's sort of saying to you here. Okay, so as this thing's coming to you really quickly at the moment, let's just see how it connects up to that Lovers. Another card of fast movement. The Knight of Swords. It's going on a mission. That's what you might be feeling. You're sorting out at the moment within yourself, within this sifting of the physical side of life. You may feel like, yeah, I'm falling in love with myself and what I do, and this is really calling me to my mission in life of what I should be doing, if you can avoid that internal conflict. Yeah. Okay, so let's just connect, these two, the spiritual path and the physical path, and how it connects to your here and now, basically, in the week. Oh, blimey. It does finish off on a Ten of Swords. So if this is actually probably the best card to come out here, Taurus. I know you're all sort of sitting there kind of going, oh my God, Ten of Swords, the Nightmare card, don't want it. Why is it? Why did you bring it out? It is actually the end of a cycle. She's already started walking away. She's not actually stationary. She's actually walking away from something that might have been causing her angst, which is that Eight of Swords. So if you have learnt this by the end of the week, you've got through it. And you just look back and kind of go, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. That hurts way too much. Okay? So it's actually a really good place. It's a really good, just sort of say the Lovers at the bottom. It's because I'm just about to clarify this card here. The Lovers card. But it's sort of saying to you, it's really good because it's sort of saying, you know, if you deal with this side, you can walk away from things that really do cause you pain when you actually explore the future ideas with that Page of Cups, Page of Swords. Okay, let's just, clarify between the Lovers and the Nine of Pentacles, because this Ten of Swords actually is sort of saying, if you do come to the end of that journey, you'll realise you have actually a lot of resources at your fingertips. You know, Five of Cups, feeling disappointed. Four of Cups down the bottom. It's a similar sort of thing. So, you know, if this work is done, depends upon you. If this work is done, and we go by the Astroflower and we bring in those passions and stuff like that, if that work is done, you will not be disappointed with the outside world. If you don't do that work, yeah, you may find life quite hard on the physical front, and you may find it just grinding. You got to work, you got to grind it, guys. You know, and I think you might find that difficult. I don't think you'll like it. You know, Taurus can definitely do it. If anybody's going to grind out something, Taurus can definitely grind it out, and they're probably the best at grinding out things out of all the signs. They're really good at it. And they will just, plough on through. That's why a ball is used for ploughing. And that's just because that's what you do. So you have that capacity. But I would keep in mind that, you've got to plough on through. But as I was saying with this card here, don't be disappointed with the outside world. It's your own disappointment that is the real thing. And more of a case of fall in love with yourself so you don't get disappointed with yourself next year. Because at the moment you're sifting through and doing with a lot of stuff. Having clear boundaries. So this is overall energy that's running through this week. Having clear boundaries of what you allow into your life. So this, you will avoid this 5 of Wands situation. And the clear boundaries come through clear thinking and understanding and being just with yourself on the emotional front. Where the Pentacles come out? They must have fallen out earlier on that I didn't see. So that's fallen on this card. That's quite... Universe has just given you a bonus card. So there's work. You know your work. It's knowing you. It's... I'll show you this one. It's knowing you. Yeah. Of how you work. Yeah. So you don't get involved in those... That 5 of Wands. Because that... You set up healthy boundaries and sort of saying, no, I work like this. Oh, you work like that, therefore we can't work together. It's not because you don't like the person or anything. It's just because it's just not practical. It's like a bull trying to work with, trout on a trout farm. It ain't going to happen, is it? A bull's going to be more sort of ploughing the fields, as I said. So having those healthy boundaries coming in will help you to understand that the work on this side, that you know yourself. That's what you should be doing. Yeah? And the 4 of Cups at the top. You're determined for the hard slog, aren't you, Taurus? You're going to kind of go, sod it. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to plough straight through. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be a lot easier for you. But Taurus does like the hard journey. They feel like they've done a lot more when they've worked hard on it. Which is understandable. You feel a lot more, sort of fulfilled, I do want to clarify that end card because, I'm sure there is a, we're going to go for it if you don't and if you do. So if you do, the starting of a new journey. If you don't, you're going to have to pull your socks up and go quickly. And I'm not sure you'll like that. Very passionate. You'd have to be really, really passionate about it. And really get your head down and draw that long line. So, there you go, Taurus. If you want to learn a little bit more about the Astroflower, don't forget there is loads of links in the description below to our introduction videos and a lot more. It'd be a good idea to see what's going on in Cymatic TV next week because I will be giving regular updates on how it's going to be affecting the solar energies and according to the planets and stuff like that, how it's going to be affecting your reading for this week. So you may have to come back and see it again according to what is coming out on Cymatic TV, which is also linked in the description below. You would help us enormously if you subscribe and click that bell. Also comment and like and share. It helps us, or it helps YouTube understand that you do like this video or you do like this stuff and I'd like to see more of it. And it would help us to see clear if we're doing, if I'm helping you get down that road. Yeah. So there you go, Taurus. Don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.